Hello everybody, Mike, aka the Magico13, here with episode 12 of the Kerbal Space Program Out of This World series. We are sending Tom and Hadnard Kerman up, and I'm actually just going to skip the entire launch. We are sending them up to the Moon Explorer. They will be two more of the crew members that we will be taking to the moon, for a total of 3. Two will be in the science lab, and one will be in the command pod on the lander. So we've got one of them now. We're just bringing them closer. I need to probably bring the ship a little bit closer. You can see I've got a EVA strut from Kerbal Attachment System on my back. The reason for that is we're going to strut the lander to the rest of the ship, especially after how wobbly it was getting around those batteries. So if you've never used KAS, this is pretty much how it works when you're attaching things. Yeah, I definitely need to bring this closer because I've got 4 of these at least that I want to do, and it's going to take like an hour if I try to do it this way. But if you've never used KAS, it's pretty simple. You can grab those parts off of your ship. Alternatively, you can store them in a container, which we haven't unlocked yet. We will hopefully be doing that soon. I think it's the same node as the docking ports. Yeah, we've got 8 of these total. I'm only going to use, I think, 4 of them. I don't think we'll need more than that. So let's try setting that as our target through the little window here. Yeah, okay. That actually seems to be working pretty well. You can see all of the different Sats and pretty much everything we've ever launched, essentially. We are 150 meters away. Our closest approach is now 9 meters, 14 is changing a lot, but just pretty much gliding in until we are substantially closer. 150 meters is kind of far out. We're a third of that now, 50 meters. It's not too bad. 3 meters is what our expected approach distance is, so that's maybe a little too close. So we'll probably stop 20 meters or so. We're just about 20 right now. So yeah, this episode I want to stock up the Moon Explorer, get it ready for launch, and then launch it next episode. So this is kind of like the last episode where we were just building it. That looks really awesome through the window, actually. I really want to get some new command pods, because we've had this one for a really long time, and I don't think we're really going to get another one until we get landing, like lander cans, and the 3-man capsule. The 3-man capsule you can at least see out of. So that won't be too bad, but that'll require a lot of 2.5 meter parts, and I don't think we have any right now. We might have the fuel tanks. We've got the science lab, obviously. That's a 2.5 meter part. It's actually one of the largest parts in the game, though with 0.24 that's going to be changing. 0.24, which hopefully is coming out relatively soon, along with the asteroid pack. The asteroid NASA mission pack thing might be coming out beforehand. I think they're labeling it as 23.10, and then the 0.24 will be its own release. One of those two will be adding very large fuel tanks, and I don't know how large they're actually talking. It could be like the 3.75 meter fuel tanks that are available with KW rocketry, which we have KW rocketry installed. We just don't have the tech in order to unlock those yet, since we don't even have 2.5 meter launchers, which is really unfortunate because I keep having to launch fairly heavy things, and have to sort of work around that. With 2.5 meter parts, it'd be so much easier to launch these large things. It'd also be a lot easier with docking ports. Fuel transfer would be absolutely wonderful. That's actually one issue we're going to probably run into, is we've got to transfer fuel between these using the pipes because we can't do it with the docking port. And we're so close to getting docking ports. I think we're 1 tech node away, but I think it's 90. Yeah, it's 90 science in order to unlock it, and we've only got like 50. So we will probably be unlocking docking ports immediately after we first land. But we pretty much got to land and then bring up a load of Kethane and hope that we can convert it just fine. The converter is kind of in the middle of the stack. There's no fuel tanks, I think, directly touching it, so that could be an issue. I'm not actually sure yet. So that'll be interesting. That'll be something we will have to deal with when we get to that, but that will be for later episodes. Right now we are just still trying to get all of this set up. I think we're gonna have this guy climb in the science module, maybe? First we're gonna take a picture. This is actually the cover for last episode, because I didn't take any take any pictures last episode, so I just used this one. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this episode, because I don't have any pictures, so I might just take one from the video. So yeah, we've thrown him in there. I want to say that he was Tom Kerman, maybe? Could have been Hadnerd. I don't remember. Those are the two that we're bringing up. Tom is a scientist. Hadnerd is not a scientist. But I should have actually kept that temperature scan and just brought it down at a later point. Oh well, I will have to think to do that at some point. Okay, that was Hadnerd Kerman. We have Tom Kerman here in the dark, and the light button is not what turns the lights on with the Kerbals. It's, I think, the L button for Kerbals, but the U button for ships. Couldn't ever figure out why those aren't the same button. Drives me nuts, but yeah, if you ever need to turn the lights on your ship and you want to use a button to do it without having to click, it's the U button. And with Kerbals, it's the L button. And also, to enable jetpacks, in case you aren't aware of this, I'm for whatever reason trying to put him in the processing lab, even though we know that there are people in there. There's Dunzer and Hadnerd. Hadnerd is a scientist. Dunzer is the one who's not a scientist. He is going to be probably doing most of our landings. And Tom here is very confused, I think, because I either forgot that Dunzer was already in here, or something, or I can't remember what my thinking was at this time, but I am currently set up to take 3 Kerbals to the moon, and I really only have space for 2, because someone's going to have to be shoved in the lander the entire time, and then when they come back, they're just going to stay in the lander. I don't know, it's not an awful idea, because then there's 2 people in the science module at all times, even when the lander is gone. But our fuel will also last not our fuel, our life support will also I'm having a hard time speaking, sorry. Our life support will also last a lot longer if we only have 2 people in the whole ship, so I'm thinking I might just have to send up another ship, maybe, because this one doesn't have any parachutes, so we can't bring anyone down on this. And we also need to top off our fuel, because there's just a little bit of fuel missing from those, and I want to make sure I have all of it. And I could have just taken the fuel from this. Really, I didn't do this well at all. I should have planned ahead a little bit more. I should have taken the fuel from this, and I should have only brought 1 person up. because we're just wasting fuel right now, which luckily doesn't cost anything yet. There might be some point in time where it does. Maybe with point 24. I'm really curious about how big those parts are going to be, because it sounds like they're going to be larger than the 3.75 meter parts. So they could be like 5 meter parts, but I'm kind of expecting that they're just going to be the 3.75s, which is still going to be huge for stock KSP. And so that'll be a lot of fun to play with. We will maybe be updating to 0.24 when it comes out. The only reason we might not do it is because the save game might not actually be compatible, especially with using Kerbal construction time, because the contracts might be set up so that you only have a certain amount of time to do them, and Kerbal construction time is... well, it makes it so that things that are like a day away can never be done, because the shortest ship takes a day. So that's something I'm going to have to work out since I'm actually the maintainer of that now. So I'm kind of scared for 0.24. There goes one of our antenna. That's kind of awesome looking, actually. And now it's gone. It just explodes. I love that everything in this game explodes. Yeah, there are no parachutes on this. The reason for that is that it's fully expected to explode. And if not, just crash into the atmosphere. It's really annoying that the flame effects seem to be, like, flickering on and off. I've seen this reported, actually, and, like, the glow only comes when the red flames are there, and not when the white mock effects are there. I've seen this reported on the forums, and I didn't actually realize that I had been having that happen to me until now. So yeah, this is just going to crash into the ocean, and then we are going to send up literally almost the same exact thing, but with extra fuel, in order to bring one of those guys down. And we will be doing that right about now. This is all sped up 4 times. I'm actually going to show you this launch. Not the whole rendezvous, but just the launch. There's some music from Kevin MacLeod. I don't know what his name actually is. He's the guy who does the music for KSP, and by does the music for KSP, I mean KSP uses his music because it's royalty free. It wasn't ever explicitly done for KSP that I know of. The only song that I know of that was done for KSP is the title song. So when you open up the game and you hear that theme song, that was actually made for Kerbal Space Program. And all the other music is just stuff that they pretty much found online, which you can also find online. It's royalty-free music, so you can use it in your videos, your video games, stuff like that. You just have to make sure to credit him, which technically I don't think I've been doing in my videos because they're just part of KSP, and I've been crediting KSP, so I'm not sure of the legality of that. However, I also don't make any money off of these videos. There are no advertisements, ever. Maybe if I get like a couple thousand subscribers, then I will put advertisements on. But right now I'm doing this entirely just for fun. And I make absolutely no money, and the only thing I do get is a lot of time spent doing this instead of doing my homework or other things I should be working on. Speaking of which, next week there might not be very many videos. I may get one out. I might get both Wednesday and Friday out, but it's very possible I won't. I'm going to be very busy. It's going to be spring break, and that's actually when I'm just going to be writing like an entire 20-page thesis. And so I may not have time. So we are now just bringing this in close. The side tanks are the only ones that we need to have fuel in. They will be the ones that will refuel the main stage of our Moon Explorer. This is the first time I think we've done a rendezvous with a vessel using just the flight computer. Luckily we're not doing docking, because doing this with docking ports would be awful. Yeah, this thing's sort of just floating around. This is all a flight computer. I'm not touching WAS or D at all. I should probably rotate this thing, but oh well. So we're going to take one of these guys out. I'm going to go with Tom Kerman, I think. Yeah. Or Hadnard. Interesting. I don't know why I brought Hadnard out, because I definitely know that I take him and not Tom. So, Tom Kerman, I suppose, is going to be connecting these fuel lines, and eventually Hadnard... No, I'm sorry, Hadnard Kerman's going to be doing that, and eventually Tom Kerman is going to be the one doing everything else. One thing I did do is the Kethane converter is hooked up directly to a KAS pipe, so that might allow for some easy fuel transfer stuff that way, but I don't actually know. Like I said, I haven't actually tested the Kethane capabilities of this. So now I'm basically just going to be transferring some fuel. I probably have tons of leftover fuel in this other thing, but that's fine. Like I said earlier, fuel's free. And just to keep it balanced, I'll take this one out of the center tank. And that's basically it for that. We just need to throw someone in it, and yeah, I can't fill this. Right. Oh yeah, I need to refill the tanks on the lander as well, and also get the life support all into one, and then transfer life support. And then that'll pretty much be it. I'm just going to skip most of this and go straight to the end. I think, yeah, okay, so now we've got it hooked up to the top. I think we've already probably transferred all of the fuel. It's just a matter of throwing someone in here and deorbiting. Yeah, so we unlink this. I should have probably saved before doing all of this. I've heard about issues that people have had with games crashing and parts exploding and stuff, so I need to get in the habit of saving before linking things. So far I've just been trusting it to work. Speaking of subscribers, we are actually... well, that was actually a while ago that we were talking about that, but yeah. We are actually up to 25 subscribers now, which means I have to make the special. And I was waiting until now to do it because I'm putting all of your names into it. And if you haven't heard about this already, I'm going to do a 25 subscriber special where I take the 25 of you and I am going to fly you into the sun. Which sounds really mean, but I don't know, it also sounds kind of entertaining, and it's supposed to just sort of be a fun, lighthearted kind of thing. So I'm going to rename all the Kerbals, 25 of them, into all of your names, launch you guys from Kerbin into the sun. I'm probably just going to use stock KSP, might use Kerbal Engineer, and it'll be a good time. Speaking of putting your names into the games, I have mentioned this one as well. If you want... Oh yeah, by the way, we are, like, now on Descent. I just skipped all of the burning retrograde. All you do is you burn retrograde. If you don't know how to do that, then it's the yellow marker with the X, the one that we're almost pointed on. And our parachutes are exploding, but luckily we still have one left, and as long as that doesn't explode, we'll be fine. Hopefully. This is a fairly light vessel. Hopefully. Yeah, we'll see. If you want your name in the game, and you want to be launched somewhere, let me know in the comments. We already have Ethan Kerman is going to be overseeing some stuff on Lathe in the coming future. It'll be a little while because I still have, I've mentioned this the past like 3 videos, a very small backlog of videos that I have to go through first. We're actually almost done with the backlog. Like, the last thing is a couple of things with the Moon Explorer. I've started remaking videos. I've been doing live commentary, so this is all post-commentary. If you guys have watched the first couple of videos, they're live commentary. And after, I want to say like the 4th video was the first one that was post-commentary. And then I said I was going to do like 3, and then I was going to go back to live commentary, and that just never happened. So, yeah, if you want your name in the game, just let me know. If you have a preference for location, where you want to be sent, what you want to be doing. Let me know. This is pretty much the end of this episode, so I'm going to just let you guys finish watching this. It's just recovering this and getting the science. I'm Mike, aka VMagico13. I will see you all next time.